I have worked, I've worked hard my whole life. Now, when I say hard, no, I have not dug a lot of ditches. I used to as a kid. We worked on. Uh, my family owned several farms. We moved from place to place, um, but we usually ended up on a farm somewhere. And I got used to working as a kid on a farm. We did haying, um, which was super difficult. And then you did long, boring summers of paint the fence or fix the fence, one or the other, every year, every other year. I'm either painting it or I'm fixing it, or maybe I'm painting and fixing it. Um, Putting up barbed wire, taking down barbed wire. Um, anyway, I do know what hard work is. Hard physical work and hard mental work and just putting in the hours. And I have done that, like I said, my whole life. I never have just had like a part-time job. It's always been a full-time job or two jobs, one part-time, one full-time, or three part-time jobs in school, or so. And I think a lot of people in my generation understand that. And I'm not crapping on Gen Z or anything like that, or millennials. You know, um, you got different stuff going on. You have different things to think about. But I think sometimes people, they look at me, they think I'm a boomer. I am not a boomer. I'm Gen X all the way. And they tell, I don't know who it is, some of my friends from high school, they've said, hey, you don't understand how hard kids have it nowadays. And I'm like, no, I do. No, I mean, we had it pretty crazy too, in a different way though, a different way. And I go, you don't remember, obviously the terror of living under a possible nuclear war like every second. And it's so funny because Gen Xers, we're like this. We are absolutely like this. You can present us with the most horrific crap, right? And we're just going to be like, yeah, that's what I expected. Yeah, pretty much, that's what I expected. And I know it's a joke on the internet right now. I know everybody thinks it's, like, oh, Gen X, you don't want to mess with them and everything. But I am telling you, um, I remember being told to hide under your desk or to go out into the hallway of the school and put your face against the wall in case the bombs drop, because that's going to save you. It's just, and I remember thinking as a kid, like, this is stupid, that I know what nukes can do. I knew in fourth grade what nukes could do. I knew everything about what nukes could do. And I was like, this is stupid. We should just walk right out into the light, because you're not going to want to be here after the nukes are done. You're not going to want to be alive. And I remember saying that to my teacher, and I was told, just zip it. Why would you say things like that? That's not helpful. And I'm like, yeah, but everybody else knows too. We all know. We all saw the same movie, right? So I just say that to say that I have friends and family who are totally shocked that I uprooted everything. And I'm not saying, I had the most, this is like the most ingrained, rooted life there was where I was in the United States. But I've moved around my whole life. So this was the most rooted I have ever been. We have a house. We went on vacations. We were doing well financially. We're not millionaires. I count doing well is that I'm not worried every day that it's all going to be flushed down the toilet. But then I ask myself, is that because I'm just Gen X? Yeah, I just expect everything to get flushed down the toilet. Everything is just, it's going to get flushed down the toilet. So what's the big deal, But my wife told me, when we first got together, she said, look, someday I'm going to have to go and take care of family. and that's just the way you do it in a Latin family. You know, your elderly don't go to old age homes; they go to care of the family. And she said, you know, one day I'm going to have to go do this, and I'm going to maybe have to do this for other members of the family too that you would normally think, you know, well, you're not their child. Why are you doing this? Well, you're doing this because you're able to, and it's the right thing to do. Um, so, all right. I said, yeah, I understand. You know, I understand that. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's a wonderful thing, and I wish I could have done that for my parents. I should have done that for my parents, and it's a regret I will have for the rest of my life. And you know, that's something else. Gen X's work probably, I would say, probably is pretty used to is having regrets, understanding what they mean, and not trying to weasel out of them. I should have done better. I wished I'd done better, and I regret that I didn't do better. But it happened. It happened that way. You know, both my parents, thank goodness that other family members stepped up and tried to help. But yeah, I mean, in the end, I wish I'd done what we're doing or what we did here in Ecuador. I do. But coming here, uprooting, it's you know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. But then I say to myself, you know, I get worried, but I plan for the worst. And I wonder if that's another part of the Gen X generation is I just plan for the worst. I plan for none of this to work out. I plan to get fired from my job. I plan to lose every penny I have or more, right? I plan on all of that. And so when it happens, or if it happens, most of the doomsday scenarios that I come up with in this brain do not happen. But I plan for them anyway. Like, what would I do? And that's why when horrendous, terrible crap happens to us, which it has, am I ready for it? I think I'm mentally prepared that it's going to happen. And I've already, I get over the shock rather quickly.